Hello Wastelanders, Wanderer here. Welcome back to Fallout 4 Horizon. I have done an extensive amount of testing off screen here. Do I have a bug here? I have 0 ammo for this, but I do. I have a bug that I have 0 ammo for this thing, but I'm shooting. Okay, now it's properly out. That was weird. Anyway, I have done a bit of testing, and actually a lot of testing off screen, and I have come to a conclusion on what the best weapon currently is, and I'm going to build it, and then I'll show you why it's so good. So, and it's not, unfortunately it's not the Gatling laser, but fortunately it is an energy weapon, and it's actually the weapon I just had out a second ago, but we're going to be building it in a certain way. So, the thing you have to realize with Fallout 4 and with damage and how damage resist works is that the bigger your shot is, the bigger your damage number is, the more armor it ignores. So therefore, if you have a weapon that shoots 10 times per second and does 10 damage per shot, versus a weapon that shoots once per second, it does 100 damage per shot, and they're both going up against, say, an enemy that has, let's say, 100 armor, which is a fairly reasonable amount for this level in Horizon. The weapon that does 10 damage per shot, 10 times per second, will do vastly inferior damage to the one that does the 100 damage on the one shot. So, that puts weapons that are fast-firing at a big disadvantage. Horizon gets around this to some degree by having you be able to essentially break through an enemy's defenses. The more you shoot them, the more times you hit them, their armor gets lower and lower. I'm not sure if you can actually view this. I could check that in this video. We can see. But, yeah, basically the idea is if you're shooting a very fast-firing weapon, it could still be effective, it just will take a little bit of time to ramp up on them. However, it's a lot better, especially in the random gunfights against humanoids and stuff like that, super mutants, gunners, raiders, etc. Since it's much better to just like 1 or 2 shot them, that's kind of way, way better. Both for you staying alive, because then you're not having to stay on target for multiple shots, and because recoil for most weapons in Horizon now is pretty bad. And also, just from an ammo perspective and a damage perspective, it's just better all around if you can just shoot them and kill them in 1 or 2 shots. That's the ideal. So, with that in mind, we want a weapon that can do high damage per shot, but it also has high DPS, high damage per second, and which we don't have to reload every 5 seconds, because if you have to reload in the middle of a gunfight, you might end up getting shot more. You might end up getting hit more. An enemy might close on you if you're low on ammo. We also want to have something that is economical to fire. We want to have something that has good damage, good DPS, and also it needs to be reasonable to craft the ammo. So, what weapon fulfills all this criteria? Well, on paper, I was a bit skeptical about this weapon, the plasma rifle, because it has some downsides. And I believe that's why it's actually so good. That's why Zawano has allowed it to be so stinking good, is purely because it has some downsides. The downsides are that it is a projectile weapon that has an actual projectile. Most weapons in Fallout 4 are hit scan. Therefore, if you shoot, as long as you have nothing between you and the target, and you're on your target, you will hit. Guaranteed. That goes for laser weapons. I think everything except for, like, harpoon gun, possibly, crossbows, and plasma weapons, and maybe the railway rifle, too, follows the same rules as the harpoon gun. So those weapons have projectiles, and you have to account for leading the target and such whenever, you know, they're in front of you and stuff like that. So therefore, if you really want to min-max your damage, there really is only one weapon, but it does have some downsides. However, I believe that the overwhelming amount of damage that this gun will do is worth the downsides. So we're going to step out of our power armor now and go ahead and craft it. Now I believe I tested both the custom and the combat plasma rifle, and the custom came out on top purely because it had a little bit better recoil. Okay, so we're going to make this into an overcharged one, and you might say, well, it already has bad recoil, why would you want to make it even worse? Well, that 40% crit damage, it's just too good to pass up, guys, and I'll show you why in a second. We're going to be doing a test fire here. So of course we're doing this with the best materials possible. Going to use all high-grade, grade 9 titanium for this. And this will take a while because I have to do this 25 total times. Really, the thing is, like, it's taken me 60 plus episodes to get to the point where I have enough high-grade titanium to make one min-maxed, really good weapon. So it's taken me 60 hours to get to this point, right? So, I mean, I don't think I'll have enough for another one anytime soon, so I really have to make this one weapon really, really count. It's got to be my bread and butter weapon, you know? It's got to be really good. Now, obviously, the worst parts about this weapon are the recoil and the recoil control, so we are going to max those both out as high as they can go, and thankfully, since we're using titanium and the highest grade and all that, we get a lot of points to spend here on recoil and control, and we can max both of these out. And then we're going to go over to range, because the range on this also is not great. I believe it has a range of like 100 or maybe 150. It's not spectacular. So there we go. It's got a lot better range, much better recoil and control. It still is not great, by the way. Like, I've tested this and it still is not fantastic on either one. So it's not like we can just laser beam something with this. That's not going to be the case. So let's go ahead and craft this thing up. Gonna be all the way down in the, yep, here we go, overcharged. So, I tested extensively on this.
What happened here should never be forgotten.
Okay, thanks, Dance. I tested this pretty extensively, and, so I think the best one, even though this is less damage than this one, it's 2 less damage, and by the way, I could care less about the fire damage, the heat damage. I really could care less about that. It's not really a big deal. It's a damage over time effect as far as I know, and it doesn't really add a whole lot to the gun's damage. So we're really only concerned with the ballistic and energy damage on this thing. So we're trying to pump the critical hit chance and critical hit damage of this thing up as high as we can. And I didn't know, because there have been some nerfs to critical hit chance and damage, you can't use overdrive for that anymore, etc., etc. I wasn't sure how good it would be. But it turns out it's worth it. So we're going to bump the critical hit damage up there. We're going to, of course, apply all of the base things here we possibly can. And already we've got really good damage. We're looking at about 80 damage per shot. Okay? That's quite good for the fact that we're using regular plasma bolts on this. And plasma, the regular shots, cost about half as much, I think, as a fusion cell does to make. So it's already very, very efficient. I have to double check that though. Don't quote me on that. So critically here, we're going to also critically, LOL. Nice pun, Wanderer. Critically here, we're going to go for the critical hit damage and critical hit chance, because again, we're trying to pump that chance and damage as high as we can. This is really, really good. This one might be tempting, but the reduced ammo capacity is a big downside. If it didn't have the ammo capacity reduction, this might be a little more competitive, but honestly, I think the critical hit chance is worth it, because we have to take those critical hit chance perks and stuff wherever we possibly can. So we're going for that. We'll go with the most reduced recoil and everything that we possibly can, which is the marksman stock here. a large magazine, of course. Reflex sights, this is not really a long-range weapon, although it does have good range now. I mean, by default, this thing suffers and has kind of bad range, but with us crafting it to be as good as it has pretty respectable range. We're going to put recon targeting on there because we can. We're going to augment this, and I looked, and it's actually better to go with the base damage augment because you get, let's see here. Yeah, this only improves the base damage of the ballistic and energy weapon. So if we do shock damage, it's only +3, so we only improve the energy damage portion. Although crit damage might be worth it, I don't know. The +3 base damage versus +15 crit damage. We're going pretty all in on crit damage. The crit damage, it looks okay, so I'm gonna spoiler, guys. The crit damage is what makes this thing absurd, okay? It's what makes it really, really good. I don't know if 6 extra base damage on top of what's already 80 damage pretty much is worth. We might be better off going with this. I don't think I would use this on any other weapon either, so maybe we go with that for here. We're going to be doing heavy plasma on this for the most part. And again, you notice this also has 10% critical hit damage. Now, the downside is that it doesn't have the increased projectile speed, and it doesn't have the small plasma size. But the damage on this thing is just spectacularly good. I think it's worth doing heavy plasma, and also because of ammo efficiency, which I'll discuss in a second. We're going to set this to be semi-auto for now. We can always set it to be automatic if we run into a big scary target. Item lock on. We don't want to scrap this, obviously. And there we have it. There's our heavy plasma overcharged plasma rifle with lots and lots of crit hit damage. Now, let's discuss our sources of critical hit chance and critical hit damage. First off, we have the specialization. Let me go in here. You can't select it twice, but you can see what it is. We have the cyborg specialization. We already have this. So, non-automatic energy weapons that are not scoped, and as long as you have the Future Soldier rank 3 perk, which we do, all these things apply to our plasma rifle, gain 15% critical hit chance. That is huge. That is really, really good. That's going to be our main source of crit chance. We also have already picked up the Luck of the Devil perk. This was one of the first perks I picked up whenever it came available. This gives us 5% critical hit chance, so we're already at 20% just from those two things. We've also picked up Better Criticals. This gives us 26% chance. We've also got 10% chance on our barrel, right? The photon agitator or whatever it's called. So now we're at 31% chance. Or no, sorry, I think I miscalculated. 36% chance? Anyway, we get more over here on the last perk, which we don't have yet. It's going to be level 40. But on the last perk of Future Soldier, non-auto unscoped energy weapons gain an extra 5% critical hit chance. So that's a lot of critical hit chance. Now, importantly, we go back in here to look at this. This all requires non-auto. It has to be semi-auto. Now, we do have some crit chance, as is, with it being automatic. You know, we still have some crit chance. We got 10% from the gun. We get 5% over here, right? So we got 15% chance to crit from the gun and from this perk. We also pick up 6% from this. So we still have 21% from that. Yeah, but with the semi-auto mode, it goes up to, I think, over 40% total. Okay, 40% chance to crit. And it's actually higher than that. and we have a lot of critical hit damage. So that's really good. Now, additionally, why this is so good
Call
is
me
because
old-fashioned, but there's nothing
Dance is
better than
talking.
being boots on the ground.
Okay, Dance. Okay, Dad. Why this is so good is because this uses up both our smokeless powder and our energy cells. So we have an income of both of these, and we can use them all up in one glorious, very, very powerful gun. Now, there are some downsides, which the main one, I guess I'd say, is that we don't have any kind of MX cells that we can craft for this thing. There's no plasma. I don't think there is anyway. You get fiery plasma, but there's no like plasma MX type of round that has armor piercing on it. These are really good. They have, I think, 60 armor piercing damage on them. But guys, for the cost that it requires to craft them, these really expensive, really, really rare components, you just can't really get them. You have to pull this out for like extreme cases, and honestly, this thing keeps up with it. Not even joking, the heavy plasma cartridges keep up with it.
Remind them what it's all about.
Oh gosh, Preston. So yeah, we're gonna make a bunch of these. And you know what? Let's just go for it. I'm all in on this, guys. It's really, really good. It's worth it. I'm also gonna do some regular plasma cells as well. Why not? There they are, plasma cartridges. Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah. So these are like the same thing, pretty much. Just like, you know, you get 40 of them. It shoots faster, and like as in the projectile goes faster, and also just has a faster fire rate too. So these are not bad as well. That's 6 of those. That's over 200 of those rounds. And then the heavy plasma, we'll just do like... Honestly, we're just going to do the rest of them, guys. We're going to have some energy cells left over, and I might make some 2 mil rounds. I think those are listed as ballistic now. And they're actually governed by... Yeah, they're listed as ballistic, and they're actually governed by... Even though they use energy cells. This is kind of the answer for people who want to use their energy cells, but they're a ballistics character, okay? That's kind of the answer. That's kind of the reason this exists, pretty much, I think. Which is fine. You know, totally okay with that. For you ballistic enjoyers. Anyway, I'm cool with that. We can disassemble and stuff more later. And I don't want to equip this whenever I get out of my power armor either. So yeah, it's kind of nice. So 260 rounds of that. And we also have... How many did we make of the heavy? Is it over 1,000? No, nowhere near actually. But still, I mean, that's a lot of big damage ammo. So I'm going to save here. I'm going to save right here. And I'm going to spawn in an enemy to show you guys how strong this is and why it's so strong. Oh, I'm a moron. Guys, I'm such a moron. I'm so stupid. I had the wrong one on. I was like, why is my damage? Why am I not getting these big crits? Okay, I had the wrong one on. This is my old one. This is my old gun. This is the new one. Yeah, this is the old gun. No wonder. I was missing a bunch of critical hit damage. Okay. Hold still, Queenie. We got a demonstration to do. Oh, you're right. Where this is not ideal. Okay, that might work, I guess. Yeah, there we go. 224 per shot. That's more like it. There's that extra crit damage getting in there. Yeah, 228 per shot. 231. 74 is the base damage, okay? 74 base damage on the hit.
I'm glad that's over.
But you see how many times I critted on her? And it's doing 240 damage per shot. The crit damage scaling is really, really good. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be scaling the crit up, and the whole like recoil on this thing being terrible, it's not that big of a deal anymore, because you know we're shooting semi-auto. You know, so it's not like that big of a deal. And I mean, I can also just do VATS if I want to, and I mean, how many VATS shots could I get here? It wouldn't be that this close, obviously, but... Three shots in VATS is pretty good. If I do a crit on that, I want them to be guaranteed a crit. Yeah, 224 damage on that shot. I mean, you can see her damage resist. It's a little bit lower than the last one. It varies a bit. But you can see just how much. I crit like almost every shot. Did I crit every shot in there? I mean, that's not beyond the realm of possibility here. I mean, we're looking at 40% or higher crit chance, right? So, I mean, we're going to crit pretty damn often. It's going to be really good. And the downsides of this, the 40% critical hit chance, I mean, you just gotta stack the crit chance and the crit damage, and like, suddenly, that's how you scale damage in a lot of ARPGs, you know? You stack critical hit chance and critical hit damage, and you get it to stupid amounts. Like, you get to 100% crit chance, and you just get like 800% critical hit damage, and that's how you do insane damage in Path of Exile, because you're doing 8 times the normal damage on every single hit. Now, it's not quite that it's not quite that crazy here. We're gonna actually load our previous save here. Okay, we're back. Get rid of that. Get my FOV back on. So yeah, this is the new weapon guy. Well, not this. We're gonna get rid of the other one so I don't accidentally use it. I can't believe I was using the wrong one. All that time I was like, why am I doing no damage? Yeah, you moron, because you had the wrong one. So yeah, about half the time, we're going to do about 3 times the damage that we normally would do. That's it's pretty insane, you know? I'm going to sell some of these things real quick while we're here. Let's open up courier trading. Carla, you got money. Oh, you got money again, Carla. Alrighty. I want to get rid of these weapons first. I have a lot of decent weapons I could sell that are quite heavy. If you're wondering what weapon I'd recommend for a ballistic build, so there's kind of two I'm of two minds about this, I guess I would say. Okay, so looking for one that's not worth a lot, that'll work. I have a couple thoughts about this. So, the handmade rifle is kind of broken. It is actually the best ballistic weapon in the game, period. However, the reflex sight does not work properly for it. If you try to look down the reflex sights on it, you can't. Your character is looking straight down the barrel. It's like about up here on the screen, and you can't even see the dot. It's really, really bad. And I that might even be intentional by Zawano, because he doesn't like how unbalanced the stats are on the handmade rifle, and I don't know if there's a good way to really fix that or balance it. I'm not sure if it's possible. I don't know. But yeah, that thing is, if you're okay with iron sights and you're okay with using kind of, I guess what I'd call a somewhat cheating weapon, I mean, it's really, really busted. It's really, really overpowered. You know, you could use that, I guess. But I don't think I would. I think I'd go with a custom rifle, because it's a better looking, whoa, it's a bunch. Take some of the, take that back, I guess. Preserved carton of cigarettes is worth a ton. We gotta take like everything back. I can't even do that. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of, yeah, okay, well. We can do these at least. But yeah, I'd recommend the custom rifle. It's the same pretty much as the light machine gun, you know, the assault rifle. Sorry, I couldn't think for a second of what I wanted to say. It's the same as that pretty much. The big difference being that it doesn't have the god-awful iron sights whenever you're using a reflex sight. It's the same stats otherwise, pretty much the same recoil and stuff. Plenty of 308 rounds, we'll take those out. We'll take the hunting rifle out again for a sniping rifle, that's fine. Cool with that. Not a lot on 357 or 44, so we're going to put the Magnum away, I think. Not much on 12 gauge, not going to take the 12 gauge out. 10 mil, I don't even want to use it anymore. 5 mil, don't have very much. Don't have very much on 762. We have a lot of fusion cells, which I'll probably end up making a nice laser rifle, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. I tried making a laser rifle that was exactly the same as my plasma rifle, and it was not doing anywhere near as much damage per shot. It was just nowhere close. Wasn't anywhere near as good. So, I don't know. I'll figure out something, but it's just not very good. Probably going to turn all these crappy partial fusion cores into energy cells whenever we need them. But right now, I actually need, I think, powder more than cells. I could scrap a bunch of cells too, though. Let's put away some of our guns here. We're going to have a very lean loadout now. Not here, sorry. I want the personal storage too. These are guns I would actually possibly use, but not on this outing. And we have 2 first strike ones here. This is... Oh, this one we can sell, actually. This is just a random 15% first strike one, I guess. Okay. Can sell that one. We don't have any ammo for this, so we're not going to use it. I'm going to put this in the other bin. This one we should sell. Should scrap these. I will use this. Gonna put that into there for now. I forgot to drop these back off, so we're carrying 60 pounds of Vault Tech jumpsuits. We're gonna fast travel back there though, so it's fine. It'll be okay. Let's dump stuff off into our compost bin. That should be everything from here. Yep. Okay, that's good. Carrying a bunch of dog food too, which I don't really need. I guess I can dump those off. Oh, these weigh a lot, don't they? I guess I should not have 15 of these. I was carrying those around because I was doing all that settlement stuff previously, you know? I crafted a whole bunch of those so I could drop them where I needed them, pretty much. Alright, let me scrap a couple things here. Good enough. Let's make some first aid stuff. Still have plenty of stuff for that, so that's good. It's 120, 140, 160. That should be good for a while. I'm not planning on using any more adhesive or anything else for a while, so we should be good. I can make some Ultra Combat Stim Packs too. I see no reason not to. I have blood extraction kits too. Does it give us like a debuff or anything? Do we need like a cookie or something after we use one of those? I'm too weak to give blood right now. Well, crap. Okay, whatever. I don't know where this t-shirt came. Oh, it's from the thing I just got, from the mission I just got. Okay. Are we good? Are we good enough? Let's change our hunting rifle over. Bind our weapons. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. 3 weapons, that's it, baby. That's all we gotta do. It feels really good to have a much cleaner weapon inventory, not have like 5 different weapons on us at all times. Okay. I'm sure I'll use the other ones at some point because I'll have excess ammo though. We're gonna put this over to 308. That's what we have the ammo for. Still should do reasonable damage and should one-shot headshots from afar on most of the regular enemies. But yeah, I think we're good. Let's go and do the Ronnie quest then, while we're here. May as well bust down the armory and get some free stuff, right? Yes, I'm finally ready.
Ah, there you are. Finally. I've been waiting to talk to you.
Here I am. What did you need?
I'm Ronnie Shaw, Commonwealth Minutemen. At least I was. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed and the idiots took over.
Joe Becker? Who's that?
That's just sad. General Becker used to run the Minutemen. The last real leader we ever had. After he died, there wasn't anybody left with the guts and brains to pull things together.
I'm still waiting for you to tell me what you want.
Heard you were trying to get the Minutemen back on their feet. Thought I'd come see the new general for myself. So what's your story? What makes you think anybody even wants the Minutemen back?
At least we're trying to help people. Can you say the same?
Don't give me any attitude, Sonny. I've been a Minuteman longer than you've been alive. But I've heard some good things about what you've been doing. Wouldn't be here otherwise. Now that I'm here, I can see you really need my help.
We can always use more experienced soldiers.
Yeah, you're not kidding. But I had something more specific in mind. I'm probably the only one who still remembers this. But the castle's armory was located in the West Bastion. All of our best equipment was stored in there. Weapons, ammo, schematics, you name it. Come on, I'll show you.
Did I turn my sound down or something? No, her voice is just kind of low. Okay, whatever.
One day, we'll put this back together. Better than ever.
Ah, good. Looks like it might still be intact. Door's still sealed. Bastion hasn't collapsed. Trick now is finding a way in.
I hope you have an idea.
Of course I do. If you can't go through, go around. Let's have a look at the Northeast Bastion.
I actually already busted down that one, but yeah, sure. Let's humor her. Yes, escort quests. Just shove her aside, dance.
This was the general's quarters. Used to be a tunnel leading from here to the armory. Wow, looky here. You've already cleared it. Good job. Let's get down there and see if there's still a way through.
There are lots of mines down here, and Ronnie's gonna hit every single one of them. I'm only partially kidding with that, too. Like, she probably will hit most of them herself, and then be knocking her ass, and we'll have to wait for
her. Pretty dark down here. We better watch our step.
Where am I going? This is the right way, right? Yeah, here we go. When in doubt, look for mines, I guess.
Keep it tight and check your corners. This is the perfect place for an ambush. Anything useful?
I don't even know what this is used for anymore, but hey, we'll take it, sure. Of course, no fusion core.
Finding a quiet spot in the common.
You freaking jerk. You blocked me off. Trying to get me killed?
Hey,
I'll back you up, General. My night vision ain't what it used to be.
Oh, there is a fusion core. Never mind. It was just like shoved really far in there. Nice.
Movement detected. Sentry bot.
We're just gonna jet this. We don't use very much jet, and like we have a good amount. I see no reason to not use it for something like this. Oh, we got addicted. Okay, well, we'll get that figured out with a doctor. We'll be fine. Bye-bye.
The Sarge would still be down here. Don't worry, it's one of ours. Too bad Sarge went haywire. He's been guarding the castle since, forever, as far as I know. Let's see. I used to know this password. One if by land. Nah, that's not it. For the Commonwealth. Ah, darn it. Oh, it's been a long time. United we stand. Yeah, that was it.
Ooh, a training manual. Free perk point. Very nice. Seal container, probably some power armor.
Yes.
Okay, some T60 and a titanium alloy bar. It's only low grade though, unfortunately, but still. Ooh, plasma cartridges. This guy has some nice stuff.
Ah, that explains all the landmines. This is, well, was, General McGann.
Just gonna check all these.
Back when I first joined up. Must have gotten trapped down here when that sea beast attacked the castle. He did manage to keep the armory secure. I'll give him that much. Guess the uniform is yours now, if you want it. So Geezer doesn't need it anymore. Rest in peace, General. Your fight is done, and the Minutemen live on. There's no point in getting all sentimental about something that happened 40 years ago. Come on, we're almost through.
Guy looks pretty fresh for being 40 years dead. Just saying, Bethesda. Should have been a skeleton probably at this point.
Okay, here we are. Told you I'd get us in here. Now, let's see what kinds of goodies are left. Excellent. The armory's still intact. Everything we need, just waiting for us. And the cream of the crop, schematics for building artillery.
I have to admit, Ronnie, having artillery would help out quite a bit.
Oh, we used to rain down fire on Deathclaws and super mutants alike. It was a glorious thing. All right, let's get going. Don't forget to grab some smoke grenades, too.
Can I take these? Yeah, we can store these, right? Yeah, so we can just take these and then store them for later use. Gonna leave this room mostly intact then, I think. No real reason to do much with it. I could... Can't get rid of this, though. I could make this my room, I guess, but I'm happy where I am, I think. It'd be less confusing, though, I suppose, to have it, like, right over there off the main room, or the main entrance, you know?
Looks like you've got everything we need. As soon as you get some artillery built, we'll do a test fire to calibrate it.
Okay. Now I can finally get back to making my tower. So I wanted to do, but I had to drop freaking Billy off because he would not shut up. So yeah, biggest thing here is we got to make this taller than this. I'm gonna get my power armor actually, I think, for this. It's just easier. You don't have as much wiggle whenever you're building. I don't know. It's just easier, just better. So we want to get over this, which means that we need to build past this. Yeah. So like, we want to do. I think I'll just do concrete. I always do concrete for these, but for this part too, maybe. Okay, guys. Some time has passed. Oh, that's sticking out, isn't it? That's not great. Didn't realize these would be that far back. Okay, I'll have to fix that later. But we're back. I have done some off-screen building. I will do one of these with you guys, but the problem I ran into, there is so much trial and error with making these things and making them in a way that works well. You know, having it. So there's two problems, right? Number one is you have to be able to go up and into this area from these stairs. That's my main requirement, right? So the main thing I wanted. The second requirement that I had to have is that I didn't want any of the edges to be... Oh god, we're gonna fall. Okay, we didn't die though. I'm just gonna cheat my way back up there. We'll just do it like this, that way you can see the outside. I didn't want to have any of the edges sitting on the outside of this. And because these are pretty big towers, they're pretty wide, that's tough to do. It's tough to fit this all onto these areas while also making sure that... Get out of TCL here real quick, get my collision turned back on. Making sure that we can also do this, and it looks reasonable. So there was quite a bit of finagling and repositioning and trying things and failing and trying them again, etc., etc. But it's now done. I'm happy. So I'll be like probably decorating these things eventually, the insides of them, to make them look kind of cool. And yeah, the whole point is kind of put these big turrets up on, not the turrets, but...
Remind me why I became a soldier in the first place.
Yes, Dance, I'm talking. Please be quiet, Dance. These things, the artillery, that's like the whole reason why I'm making these, because I want to have giant towers that I can fire our artillery from. And we're going to do these on every single corner of the castle. So it'll look cool. It'll be cool, guys. I've done this before in my playthroughs, and it always looked very impressive and worked very well. You can add like a small amount of beds and stuff into these, and like some military things. Like I'm going to move all of my military lockers into here. So all these things that give us our military jobs, right? That are going to give us our specialized military outpost status, which gives us a bonus to how many military jobs we can send out at once. We're going to have all these moved inside, so we'll have our soldiers training in there with their lockers and stuff in there. It'll be great. Okay, it'll be great. And yeah, I mean, doesn't it look freaking cool? Look, maybe you don't think it looks cool, but I think it looks cool. So it was tricky to get this done too. Like I ended up having to just manually position these floors here because I wanted to use these because I wanted to have these steps kind of coming off like this, but there wasn't a great way to do it. I wanted to be able to have a way that you could walk off from either side to go to either place over here. But yeah, it was not exactly easy to do. I am also likely going to do a glass enclosure over here, like a greenhouse on these areas because they get like great light, right? So we'll have like a glass enclosed greenhouse area here with automated crops, and then probably some, I don't know, lore-friendly lived-in training stuff down in the training yard down there. And the whole idea is that this is a giant fort. It's being used by the Minutemen, etc., etc. So the two tricky ones to do, the really hard ones, are these two towers, because these are the two that have stairs that lead down, and it is a... I have scaffolding over here, that's why this is here. Let me clean up after myself here. That was purely so that I could look around and add these lower levels, these lower walls beneath the upper walls, because you can't add these before you add these. I will build one of these from scratch, though, so you guys can see how it's done in case you're interested in making one yourself. But this is purely for Wanderer's personal roleplay enjoyment. That's really all there is to it. I mean, yeah, don't think too much into this. But yeah, I wanted to have this so that I could go down the tower and you walk down in and, hey, look, you're down in the lower level of the castle. I think that is really, really cool to do it like that. And this is just the beginning of the stuff I want to do here. I mean, it's a big settlement and there's a lot you can do with it. So yeah, it's going to be extensive, but those are the coolest parts, I think, of the settlement. And I'm just happy because I came up with this design myself. I worked hard in it, okay? Maybe it's not that impressive to some of you professional settlement builders or whatever, but for me, it's pretty cool, okay? Just saying. All right, so anyway, we're going to do one of these over here as well. I'll do one from scratch so that way you guys can see how to do one if you want to do one. The easiest way to start this is by starting with a slightly raised foundation and doing just a plus sign. And you want to make sure that your plus sign does not have any issues to where it's going to be falling off the edge. And you have to remember, too, that the concrete walls add some thickness, too, right? So if I put a wall right here, that adds thickness on the edge, too, right? So you have to account for that as well. So make sure there's some extra room on the edge here as well. And also, we're using the triangular floors here to fill in the edges. Okay, so... And then, of course, we're going to be using these to fill in those walls. So you have to make sure that you've got ample space so that this does not end up clipping down into off the side of the building. Because, you know, you're going to put one down below here too, right? So you got one there. And you have to put one down below it as well. And you want to make sure that you're not having any of this concrete spill over the edge because it just doesn't look very nice. And that's the whole point of what we're doing here, is to make things look cool, right? So that's all we really care about. As well, you might want to consider that you probably want one of these angled edges to be kind of on the inner, facing the inner corner here. Of course it would do that. We're going to have problems now. Yeah, we're going to have problems. I have to back it up a little bit. Actually, I think we're good. That just barely has clearance. It's not as centered as I would like it, but I mean, whatever. I can live with it. Yeah, I can live with that. As long as we're not seeing... Oh, we are seeing that wall. It's unfortunate. Yeah, the idea is here that you're going to have one of these. Yeah, we want this further back too. You're going to have one of these sticking out, and you're going to have stairs leading down from it on either side. So, like these small stairs going down, and this will be the doorway over here, right? So we want to have this. I want to have this. Maybe you don't, but I want to have this. It's my castle. I'll do what I want. It's too high, too, because those are not going to reach the bottom. I mean, I could put a secondary set there, but then it could clip through the top of the ceiling or the whatever down there, so that would not look good. There's no reason to really go super, super low with this, so... There, for once it actually didn't mess it up so badly. This could work, guys. This could work. Are we good? Do we have clearance all around? Oh, I think we do. I think it's going to be just enough over here. Maybe not here, though. Damn it. Okay. Did I use this? Is this what gave me the ability to not? It did. Okay, so if I use that, it won't do it. Okay, that's good to know. So yeah, that's the idea. We got to also put down one of these below here. It did not. Oh, it did. We're good. I just have to put in the other one over here. So yeah, we're just gonna fill it in. We want this to look like it's, you know, sunken into. We want to look at like it's real. You know, like it's actually got a real foundation. It's sunken into the bottom here. It's all part of the place or whatever. This might be a bit janky to get placed. Looks like we got it okay though. This one is almost certainly going to be janky to get placed, but I'll do my best. And one more. Okay, and there we go. And then we'll do I think on the warehouse and do some of these. So it looks proper. We got supports there. Otherwise, it would look weird to not have any supports there. So yeah, there we go. There's the base of our tower. It's all finished. This is obviously a lot easier than trying to build a staircase and line that staircase up so it goes... You're able to walk from the bottom staircase up into the tower. Let me toggle the free cam here and just make sure we look good on all sides. I think we do. Again, if I could do anything else, I would just rotate this slightly so that the stairs are more lined up. If you do it perfectly, the stairs should line up and have it be basically to where the stairs are pointing straight down the wall here. That should be possible, but I mean, it's fine. This is a little bit close. Ah, crap. Crap, we got to move it over to the right just slightly, but we have plenty of room over here. It should be fine. Okay, it's fine. We can still do that. It's not a big deal. Dan, you just love jumping off of stuff, don't you? All the time he's just jumping off of stuff. Okay, so we're just... Oh, it's not really what I wanted, but okay. I think I can still make do with this. I wanted to adjust this a little bit anyway, so it's probably fine. Please. Please be perfect. Please be good. Oh, we're beautiful. That's great. I'm happy with that. And then look, this is lined up pretty nicely. It's not quite perfect, but I mean it's very close. It doesn't feel unimmersive or anything. You know, it feels fine. You could put the stairs further over too. The reason I don't is because I like to have guardrails, because, you know, safety, right? You don't want your people having a trip over here and falling off and going to their deaths. So you want to have guardrails here so you can stand here and look out and not feel like you're going to fall face first into the edge there and go over. That wouldn't be any fun. So yeah, that's why I do that. I want to have the safety. Plus, you can still get in here just fine. It's certainly not being impeded or anything. Now, the rest of this place is super easy. You just build up. That's really all there is to it. I would say use the upper floors and just do your simple plus sign pattern. Maybe start it going this way. Looks good. Come on up and put in your... I'm going to make sure these are raised, by the way. It'll look bad if they're not, so make sure they're raised up, because they can snap to either the lower or the upper part of these upper floors. But it will look bad if they're not raised. The floor will be uneven, obviously. You don't want that. And then you just kind of repeat this, going up. Put in our windowed walls. Very good. Put in our slanted walls here. Correctly, please. Please, game. Thank you. We're going to have some for safety, obviously, and then we'll, I'll do the finishing touches later on. Forgot to, oh wait, what happened to my wall here? What is going on here? Last second it must have flipped on me. Okay, good. Let's do our next set of stairs here if I can. Oh, it's not going to let me. Gonna have to get rid of one of you for a second, aren't I? Let's snap. Yeah. Now we're good. Okay, and then we do our next set of these. Again, we'll get rid of the center one in a second here. We're just doing that for placeholder to make it easier to place the other ones. And there we go. Oh, is this not lined up? Okay. This is what I'm talking about, guys. The concrete set, it is janky. It really is kind of janky. So don't snap to the staircase. Make sure you snap to the roof here itself. Otherwise, you might not be lined up correctly. You might have one level that's like smaller than the other levels, and yeah, just put the staircase in last. Even though it's a giant pain in the ass to do so. And again, we're going to do more of these. No. Make sure it's raised. I think we went up 4 or 5 levels. Let's see if I can see it. I could just fly over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 levels above ground. 4 windowed levels is what we're going to aim for. So 2 more levels, and then we're done. Some of you might be like bored to tears right now, and I'm sorry if that's you. You know, just consider this like a skip day or something for this series, I suppose. But I've been getting lots of requests for more settlement building stuff, you know? So I can't please 100% of people 100% of the time. So if you don't like this, then, you know, just come back tomorrow. We'll be shooting stuff tomorrow. Today we're playing Minecraft and Fallout 4. I don't actually like Minecraft, but, you know, this I find kind of enjoyable. Want the small ones. There we go. I would like it better if there was either an option to have these be the same texture as these, or vice versa. Like I'd be fine with either one, but this is the only triangular floor piece that I know of in the game. And there's, I guess you could use wood, but the problem with that is that it still doesn't match up properly because these have that metal part on the outside. And also the concrete pieces here are very thick, and you want that thickness in order to hide the fact that this part is very thin. So it's complicated, guys. Just trust me. Do it like this. You'll be happier this way. I mean, you know, do whatever. Experiment, I guess, and you'll realize why I'm doing this the way I've done it, because I've tried other ways and alternatives, and there's always a problem, so... Now, originally when I did this in survival mode, I actually built these with electricity in mind. There's a trick you can do with electricity, but it's not necessary in Fallout or Horizon because we have lights that have no electricity requirement, right? So I won't worry about it here, but basically... This is the last level, right? Let me go up one. We have our thing on top. Basically what you can do is you can have... Sorry, thinking. You can have conduits hidden inside your walls, and concrete works really, really well for that. And it's... I've tried doing the proper... electricity that goes through walls, like the right way of doing it, basically. Like Bethesda has a built-in way of doing that, and it's kind of awful. It doesn't work very well. So I don't really recommend going with their method. I'll show you what I mean here in a second about my method. Now, this doesn't really matter either way, I guess, but I think I want it raised. This too can be like a little bit higher or a little bit lower, depending what you want. So because these walls on the concrete are so thick, if you're doing a stacked building like this that has multiple levels, what you can do is you can go into electricity here and connectors, and you'd have like one on the very bottom. You do this on every level, by the way. Let me turn this back on, sort of a snap right. You would do this in every level. You would have... You'd go like this. You'd just have it go around, pretty much. You'd probably have to do it at like every corner, that way you're not having issues with the wires running through the middle. But yeah, then you would just connect it like this, and keep connecting it, going around, making sure you're not... Excuse me? Is that too far, really? I guess it is. Well, okay, so you'd have to go like one in between here, I guess. But you get the idea, guys, right? You get the idea. You'd go around the whole thing doing this. And then interestingly, so this gives power to the entire like building, the entire floor basically, and then some. And the idea would be that you would just cover it up then with a wall. Like the wall will snap into place even though there's conduit there. It doesn't matter. It'll snap right over it. Then you have hidden power conduits inside your wall that you can then use. And of course, one of those has to connect to the outside and connect to an external power source, of course. But then you can light the whole place up. Now, it doesn't really matter because we're not playing the base survival mode. We're playing Horizon, and in Horizon we have better lights that don't matter for that. So yeah, anyway. One nice thing about concrete, I didn't know what these things were for originally. These long railways, they actually snap on the top of the concrete walls. This is like the only place they snap properly. I wish these snapped to more places because I like the look of them, but yeah, they don't snap anywhere else except for the top of concrete walls. So if you want to use those, and I do, I like how they look on here. That's where they go. Let's do another one of these. Again, this is like the whole reason we're doing this. Please, game, please. There we go. Want to have that pointed out towards the Commonwealth so we can rain hellfire down upon it. Maybe pull that back a little bit. We want to have ample walking room around the whole thing so that, you know, in theory, our Minutemen could walk around it and do their thing. This is all for roleplay purposes after all. So there's that. Last thing, last touch before any actual decorating is to put in the guardrails. We, you know, safety first, guys. Safe. We don't want to have anybody breaking their legs because, you know, they're being a dum-dum. So we can do... We need these things too. Did I get all of these? Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so we just need to put in some more guardrails. Unfortunately, those do not, the longer ones do not snap, at least not that I'm aware of, onto this. They don't work here. You could just place one manually, I guess, but they don't snap. And they're too tall for this, so that's a problem too. Actually, and well, yeah, I mean, I guess these are two, but the way they snap is, it works. So yeah, that looks good to me. Last one. And there we go. We got our lore-friendly tower. We're gonna slap a strong-ish door. I mean, it doesn't have to be like airtight or anything. Just a good metal door. Whoops. Onto there. Just open to the outside or the inside. Inside. Very good. That's what I would want, is the inside, because opening it to the outside would be awkward with how small this landing is here. So yeah, there we go. There is our tower. Dance is over here just admiring it, thinking, oh, that's really a nice tower you've made here, Wanderer. Very strong. Brotherhood would be very proud. Very military-like, very lore-friendly. So yeah, I need to make, I need to finish that one and then make two more over here as well. Like I said, the most difficult ones are the ones that have the stairs coming up into them. If you want to retain that stairway going up to the upper levels, it's a pain in the ass to do. But this is how I roleplay my castle when I actually, you know, take the time to do any roleplaying. So, that's like enough of that. I'm going to do more of this probably off screen, and I'll figure out what I want to do in the middle, down below, later possibly. But for now, we have a brand new gun to take out and take for a spin.
Nice. Now that's what I call locked and loaded.
Now see, Dance is very excited now. So, back to the grind. Oh, right. I have to assign someone to the artillery. How about... Ronnie is not assignable. Can I get you from... Can I do Preston? Preston, put you on artillery? You're not really worth anything else, right? You're not really... You won't do anything else, so, I mean... Might as well put you on artillery. That's a good job for Preston, you know? He's all cowardly. He doesn't want to go out to the Commonwealth and fight. He can just sit on top of a tower and shoot people from several miles away with artillery. It sounds like a good job for him. Unfortunately, I have to walk all the way back up to the top of this, and I can't run because we're in build mode here. I mean, you're good. I was going to say, like, it really should... You should be able to get up there. Pretty sure you guys can get up here, no problem. Wonder why their pathing is weird.
Excuse me.
Ah, gosh darn, it's good to see artillery here again. So here's the thing about the big guns. They can't fire at anything too close, but their range is impressive. That's what the smoke grenades are for. Toss one of those at the bad guys. If we have artillery in range, we'll confirm over the radio and target our fire on your smoke. But first, we better do a test fire. Make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at.
Okay, and I'm assuming you have something in mind. We have to RP walk with her all the way up. I have to go and see a doctor, too, after this. I have to get healed up. I spent a stupid amount... Oh, it's someone humming. You know what that was. I spent a stupid amount of hydration and food while doing this stuff, too. I mean, we got some workshop rations, but it didn't offset the entirety of the cost of being in here. There's a free perk point as well. Let's do that. And I did get some water from my refresh today, but yeah, we gotta get out there and do some stuff.
A good reminder of what we're fighting for.
Ronnie, I hope you're, like, going somewhere with this. Maybe Preston can't get up there because... Is this going to be an issue?
You're unstoppable.
Do I have to put it in the center instead? Do I have to get rid of my nice guardrails? Do I have to remove the safety? Because our little settlers can't get their feet up there? Is that the problem? It might be. We'll try it like that and see if they're more agreeable.
Technology just waiting to be discovered out here.
Okay. Do I have the quest already? I'm just following you. Why does it say you're busy? Did Horizon break Ronnie? I didn't think she walked up here. I thought she... I'm not even sure. I think she's broken, guys. Okay, well, we'll come back to this. I don't need artillery right this minute. I'm just going to do the quest because it's free experience, you know? We'll go back to that. I'm going to go to Diamond City and get healed real quick. And then what? What quest do we do after that? Chemical research from hallucinogen. What else? Vol 88. I kind of want to get back to some normal questing, to be honest. Go to Finch Farm. Somerville Place is way down to the south. Northagen Beach still needs our help. Gotta get the turbo pump bearings. Didn't get that yet. Oh yeah, we didn't do the big dig yet. Have to go talk to Tinker Tom as well. Might as well go back and talk to Tinker Tom and tell him that we placed his thing. We gotta talk to Pam anyway, too. I do want to do Far Harbor sometime in the pretty close future. Okay, we have like 4 or 5 quests to turn in. We probably should just go and turn those in. We can start with Railroad, I guess. Got Tinker Tom and Pam quests here. Yep, there's Drummer Boy.
Randolph Safe House has got another dead drop for you.
Okay.
There's more going on than you know. Trust me.
Hey there.
Another Mila placed and even more data. Could always use more Milas placed.
If you're interested.
But if you're here to check out the latest and greatest, that's good.
Let's see what you got.
You got it.
I think I already bought his powder and stuff. Okay. 4-leaf fish packing. I want to go there anyway. So that's cool.
Word is, Diamond City is under opposition control.
Commencing recurrence analysis using Dubrovian method.
Pam,
Task
I took care of the
complete.
DIA cache.
Reward dispensed.
Okay, there's that one. Do we have more?
Recalibrating using new data set. Analyzing. All processes are busy.
Pam,
Solving for theta n.
I think we're
when
done with
I
Pam's
approaches
quest for now, at
probability
least.
bounds.
Heads up, Tom's got more goodies in stock. Check with him.
Okay, so we need to go to Pridwin now, I'd say.
We got a lot of synths in play right now. Makes things really dangerous.
Let's go back and talk to Quinlan, turn in our technical documents, and tell him that our squire died. I mean, look, it wasn't my fault. I don't even know what happened. We weren't even in combat. They just slipped and fell off a building or something. That's not my responsibility.
heard you gave those muties at Fort...
Oh, and talk to Kells about the patrol team that went missing. We found Paladin Brandis. He's not coming back.
Hold up, Knight. Let me make one thing clear. As a member of the Brotherhood, you serve under my command. If you want my respect, you will have to earn it. When I give you a mission, I expect results. Is that clear?
I already did the mission you're talking about.
Perfectly.
Good. I'm aware of your search for the missing recon team. I want that resolved. Do you have anything to report?
I literally was on the way to tell you.
There was one survivor. Paladin Brandis.
Brandis survived? Well, where is he?
I'm worried about him. He's paranoid, unstable.
I'm not surprised. All that time alone must have taken a toll on him.
Can he come back to the Brotherhood?
Perhaps. We would have to place him under medical observation. It might be months or years before he's cleared for duty again. If he ever is. But his survival experience and knowledge of the Commonwealth would still be a tremendous asset to us.
He's alive and well, but he wants to be left alone.
He's given up. I expected better from him. What a waste. Very well. Is there anything else?
Do you want their holotapes?
Thank you. I'll see that they make it to their next of kin.
That's all.
I'll prepare a full report for the Elder. In the meantime, allow me to offer you a new suit of armor. Bear it with distinction. This was no easy mission, Knight. Well done. Now, I have a more pressing matter that requires your attention. I've received reports that supplies have been disappearing from our supply depot at the airport.
Oh, this is the
I suspect
the
this
supply
may be an
depot
inside
quest.
job.
If so, that's a serious security risk.
That's what worries me. If there is a traitor, our entire operation here could be in jeopardy. I want you to take charge of this investigation. Report to Knight Sergeant Gavel at the base. He commands our logistics division. He can familiarize you with his unit and the depot. Beyond that, you have leave to conduct your investigation as you see fit. Report your findings directly to me. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I expect results. See that I get them. Dismissed.
Okay.
Communications array calibration test.
But first, talking to Quinlan. Because it's free experience, you know? The scribe's gonna die, but whatever. It's still free experience, doesn't matter.
Ah, you're back. How did the scribe fare?
Whoops.
I don't know.
Not the answer I expected. When you do, let me know.
Oh, you can just say you don't know. Okay.
Proctor.
Ah, you're back. How did the scribe fare?
The scribe didn't make it. Give me another chance.
Didn't make it? So the mission failed and the data is lost. A real shame. I expected more from you, Knight. A sad loss. Her memory will be upheld and honored, and the research patrols will continue. When you're ready, another scribe will be lined up for you. But please, be more vigilant this time.
Oops.
I found some technical documents for you.
These will prove interesting. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, check every...
Alright, you know. It's not my fault if they died, like, immediately. I didn't even do anything. It wasn't even in combat. They just, like, fell off a building or something. Okay, what else do we have to do? Sergeant Gavel, fish packing, safe house. Cabin house as well. We can just fast travel to Northagen Beach and see what they want. I think we should go and do that because we already own that settlement. If we don't take care of their quest, they're going to get upset. Probably should take care of that quest before we do anything else, you know? They're going to be like, oh, you're too late, and the ghouls ravaged the farm, and it's all broken now. That'd be a real shame. If I had to repair stuff.
Am I ever glad to see you? We could really use a hand.
You just changed outfits like 3 times in front of me.
The Minutemen are always happy to help. What did you need?
A pack of feral ghouls is holed up nearby, and some of them have started wandering out lately. If more of them start wandering out this way, we may be overrun. We need someone to clear them out.
I'm on it. It's as good as done.
I'll be glad to have them gone.
Well, look at that. 4-leaf fish packing, and we,
I'm new around here. I wanted to introduce
need to go there anyway, so that's fine. Guess we can do that. Ghouls was not exactly the field test I wanted for my first field test with this gun, but it'll do. First we have to go and heal, though. I should have done it over at Railroad HQ. I guess I can fast travel back to Railroad real quick and do that. And then we'll come back over to here. In fact, it might be faster to go to the castle and then go from there to get to 4-leaf fish packing.
Are you injured? It's a wonder you and Glory don't set off metal detectors.
Yeah, see what's wrong.
Now go over your...
Just hurt.
Scrapes and bruises.
Pam wants to talk with you. She's in back.
And that's...
Oh, I guess we get another DIA cache. That's the wrong way. Pardon me, dance.
Never followed here. It's all our asses if you are.
Not being followed by a Brotherhood senior officer or anything.
Human-machine interface set to 1.
More DIA, got it.
I can recover.
Location.
I was just to Medford Memorial Hospital.
1 more hour until my shift ends.
You got what it takes to go far with us. I can tell.
Okay, let me check this real quick. So, right, we need to go to... Yeah, over here, and the best way to get there is definitely going to be the castle. Okay, we'll fast travel back to the castle, go to 4-leaf, kill ghouls, get the other thing there too, and then we'll be on our way, and then we won't end up having to repair stuff at Northagen Beach. It's almost nighttime too, though. I don't want to wait, though, because I've been waiting for a long time already on this quest, so I don't want to postpone it any further and risk having problems at Northagen Beach. Oh, I guess I'm already good. Just had, I guess that quest, it said to follow her, but I guess it just kind of completed itself afterwards because it was buggy. So we're throwing this into this place, right? I think. I hope. Oh yeah, I gotta turn my radio on. It's not gonna actually work. Oh yeah, I guess it will. Is she gonna talk to me, or... There we go.
You've got your smoke on the target. You might want to stand back. You know, just in case.
Little nighttime artillery show here. Whoop, there it goes. You can actually see it getting launched from it too. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that. It's very faint, but you can definitely see it going up. That's pretty cool.
That looked good from here. You've now got artillery support.
Oh, Dance didn't like that. Dance is not a fan of anybody having firepower that the Brotherhood doesn't have. Talk to Preston? Yeah, talk to Preston. Dance big mad. Where are you, Preston? I'm gonna turn off my radio. Preston. The heck did you go, Preston? Are you up top or are you down below? What the hell was that? Somebody just set one off for fun? Oh, is it a car blowing up or something? Where'd you go, Preston? Oh, he's probably stuck over there too, right? Like, he's probably stuck over there trying to walk up the artillery, or up the, thing store. Maybe he's up on... Well, no, actually, he's probably up on the artillery now. Yeah, that was just the car blowing up. Right, he's up here. He's the one that shot him.
Hi. I've got to hand it to you, General. You really turned things around for the Minutemen. I never thought I'd see the day that the Minutemen had artillery support again. We should see about building them at all our settlements to expand our coverage. And Ronnie Shaw returns. She's something else, isn't she?
Yeah, she's something else.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to take charge.
Ha! That's a bit of an understatement from what I hear. I'd heard stories about her from the old-timers, but I didn't know she was still around. The fact that she's come back to the Minutemen means we must be doing something right. I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it. That can only help our cause. Is there something you need?
He doesn't have a quest for me. Oh my god. Do I have a revival stim pack on me, by the way? Did I make one of those again? That'd be kind of silly if I was taking a companion with me and I didn't actually have a revival stim pack with me. I do. I have two, actually. Okay, so we're good. Okay. On we go. Over to Four Leaf. We got two things to do here. We got the ghouls and we got the Mila. And there are like 2 or 3 fusion cores here as well. Gotta go around here because otherwise we're gonna be swimming. That's probably over here. There's always stuff spawning over here and fighting. Well, a super mutant will do for our first fire test. Sure.
Someone there.
That missed, really? Oh my god. 435 damage.
We may have a problem here.
Go ahead and hide, little bleeder!
Gonna be a pain in my ass, huh?
Don't leave anything behind.
Time to die!
484. Yeah, it's a pretty good gun, guys. It's a pretty good gun. Ooh, Brotherhood Knights. Are there more around here? No, I think that's it. Okay. Oh, they're over here. Why didn't you avenge your brother over here? Hmm? Left him to die, huh? Not very nice. Okay, let's go towards Four Leaf. I'll probably leave that damage display mod on. I had it in the past, and I always thought it was pretty cool. If I had done the like the drug deal quest, I could do that too over here to go and find and go into Morowski's chem lab. I don't think I've gone through here either. Should be a bunch of mutants over here. $500? Yep.
Somewhere!
No prisoners! Send them back to hell.
Seeing Dance's damage here too. What?
Don't try and run on that leg until you've patched it up.
Excuse me? Pardon me? How much damage was that? They went straight through my armor? That was this guy, right? Why was that so much damage from a regular pipe rifle with 5.56 in it? That was a silly amount of damage. I don't understand, guys. Like, there are some times where the damage is just doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna back off and heal. That was just so quick, so much damage, and that's through, what, 650 DR.
Lord.
And he was shooting it... I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm not fighting until I heal up, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm just gonna, like, pretty much AFK here.
Noises.
Okay, we're just about done healing up. I was talking about this in the Horizon Discord the other day, and... well, today, actually. But I was talking about this, and, like, this is one of the things I don't like about... well, I mean, in general, you don't like it, but... it's a problem I have with the current version of Horizon is that there are a couple of enemies that rarely, randomly seem to have a lot more damage than normal. That super mutant was... I'll have to rewatch it. Maybe I was just being really unattentive and I deserved that, but I thought I was fine and went from pretty much full health to getting wrecked in like a second or less. Like, it was just pop, 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 pop. Oh, I'm dead. Not dead. I'm downed, you know, because we don't actually die. We're just getting revived. And I have another revival thing, so whatever.
I am detecting predators tracking your position.
Blood bugs, huh?
I don't think we're alone.
Oh, nice shot dance. There was one more that kind of swerved off the side here. Not sure where he went.
Over there. Get him. Cease fire.
I mean, just let Dance do it, you know? He doesn't use any ammo. His damage is actually kind of reasonable. But yeah, certain enemies, like anything that uses a railway rifle, like the robots that use railway rifles, like the construction bots, their damage is just too high. It's just straight up is too high. It's too much. That particular super mutant was too much damage. Though normally their damage feels pretty reasonable. So I don't know why that one in particular did so much damage. Maybe he just got like 10 headshots in a row or something within a second.
I'll wear your guts around. This is the part of the job that I love.
And the other enemy that sticks out in my mind, which is apparently a bug, is that we had that one gunner, like commander, that did really, really high damage. And I'm pretty sure he did so much damage because he had an automatic weapon. And apparently any enemy having an automatic weapon is a bug for this version of Horizon. So that shouldn't happen. That was odd. Did that really miss? No pressure here, Wanderer. Not like you're blowing through expensive 308 ammo or anything, you know. Well, anyway, that should clear out the outside of that. Wait, what? What am I scrapping? Oh, that guy. Okay. I was mid-jump and I scrapped him mid-jump, I guess. That's not a corpse wanderer, it's just a white piece of trash. It looked to look, it was out of the corner of my eye, okay? You can get in here without actually having the quest done, I think. You just have to know the order of the tripwires, or I think you can just get in with the master hacking skill, or if you have the hacking things in Horizon. I'll see if I can just do it like that. I guess the fusion core up on top of here is probably going to be malfunctioning. Oh, crap. Oh. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess I'll take that. Feral ghouls sometimes still move uncannily fast. It's very annoying when they do.
For Elder Maxson!
It's a big charred one. He's got no arms. He's on fire. Finish him off, Dance. Come on. You just saved him for me. What a nice guy. That's 600 damage on a crit headshot.
No mercy!
It's so hard to time these sometimes. Because there is travel time even when they're close. AKA Wanderer is a bad shot. It's worth it for the power, guys. It's worth it for the power. Or there's just not even a fusion core in here at all. Sometimes I feel like, this is probably not the case, but sometimes I feel like mod authors watch my videos and they specifically nerf things that I find. Like the fact that I found that, oh, there's a fusion core here and there's like one or two of them inside here as well. I feel like they specifically got their way to nerf things that I find. You all get punished because I find these things in Horizon, so now you can't have these nice things either, because I have a video of it. Probably not the case. I'm sure Zawinul can just do like a search for fusion core generators somehow and find them. How do I get up? I have to jump off up there. I just jumped down. I should have just jumped off up there. Like, don't flatter yourself, Wanderer, right? Like, I very much doubt it. Almost forgot there's a safe up here, too.
That's it.
Right, we can just go over here. I think since we have the master hacking skill, We can just do this instead.
Yes.
That was kind of a lucky guess, not gonna lie. Nice. We can just do it this way.
Huh?
Let's do this. Negative visual on the target.
Nope. We'll lure him out.
Enemy outside.
That wasn't much better, not gonna lie. Hazmat suits, though. Those sell for quite a bit. Just gonna grab all these real quick. Still took quite a bit of damage there. There was not much I can do about that either. It was kind of... You're kind of flat-footed as you come through there, you know? Do your thing, Wilson. Cowboy teddy bear? Those teddy bears have to be a Horizon thing, right? I don't think they existed in the base game. Did they? Am I crazy? Should probably heal up too. I guess you can go in this way too. Is this a synth? No, this is the Feral Ghoul place, right? It's like a whole separate cell too, because console pretty much.
What a horrible smell.
Safety's off. That's how we do it in the Brotherhood. Anything useful?
Nice.
Nice job, Dan. Smooth move. Gotta jump over that, rookie. He was just taking a nap, man.
Got it.
For honor! For glory! Down.
We got poisoned.
I'd advise against breathing in these fumes. They smell awful.
It doesn't really make sense that there are, like, still fish. You know, like, I mean, 200 years, there would be nothing left of any fish that were here.
These fumes are quite revolting.
You've mentioned that Dance, you know you have a helmet.
I'd advise against breathing in these fumes.
He really doesn't want us to breathe those fumes, guys.
Quite a bit of trash to pick through here. Searching through it could prove beneficial.
For the Brotherhood! Standing down.
Okay, we did it. Nordhagen Beach, you're safe.
These noxious fumes are quite revolting.
Exterminate them! Send them back to hell! Vaporized!
What a horrible smell.
Dance does not like fish, guys. Confirmed.
These noxious fumes are quite revolting.
He really doesn't like fish.
I'd advise against breathing in these fumes. They smell awful.
Godless heathen! Kill them all! Target eliminated.
Okay, nothing left to do but just spam E on everything. I've already been through there. I do think there's one more fusion core in here somewhere, though. Not in a fusion core container, but like on a shelf or something. I swear I've found one like that before. Like, was it back through... No, it wasn't through here. There's like a big area with large shelves on it. Maybe it's a separate area from this area. Like a different lower area.
You'll find.
Oh, back here, right. Not lower, but a different area, yes.
Sweet.
Powering up. Protectron on duty.
Aha, there it is. Now, the one time I played Frost, I think, it fell through the world or something because it wasn't there. But, yeah, there's normally 2 fusion cores inside of here, and then 1 up on the roof, which makes 3 fusion cores in one location. That's really good. But, of course, the one on top has been removed and nerfed because Horizon... Which is not to say I don't think it should have been. It just kind of, I don't know. I am playing on Desolation Mode too, which I don't know if that makes a difference as far as how many of those are removed in the world. Maybe it only removes those in Desolation Mode. Maybe it does it in Olive Horizon. Not really sure. But in any case, we killed the ghouls. Now we still gotta go on top. Or no, that's everything. We killed the ghouls, and what else did we do here? Sorry. What else did we do here? We did... Yeah, we're done. We're just done, totally, with that. Okay, so go and talk to the settlers in Nordhagen. Go and talk to Tinker Tom. We also got to go back and sleep for the night because it's getting dark out. And I guess we'll see what happens whenever we do the drug deal quest and they find out we've already killed the people here, I suppose. Not sure it really matters, but it's interesting, I suppose. I guess next when we can do the investigation over here to figure out who is taking the food. I could, well, I'll probably just fast travel over here, then fast travel over here, and then do that quest. But first, go to the railroad. I could be lazy and use a vertibird signal. That's a really small amount of space to fly from, though. I think I'll just walk back off screen, guys. It's not that far. I'll just run back off screen. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the castle, guys, sleep for the night, and then we'll be fast traveling over and doing those things in the morning in the next one. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.